Oh no, oh no. Okay. And Craction. Do you hate the dentist? Well, you're not alone, because millions of people experience what we call dental anxiety. And for those of us that are lucky enough to go to the dentist, sweet Jesus, I should have brushed my teeth before I started this. The worst insult you can say to somebody. First of all, go brush your teeth. What even is a veneer? So if you've been online these last few days, you might have come across something called a veneer tech. Now you might be wondering, David, what's a veneer tech? Well, before we can talk about that, we have to talk about veneers. Now, what are veneers? Dental veneers are a custom-made shell that fit over the front surfaces of your teeth. They conceal cracks, chips, stains, and other cosmetic imperfections. Veneers are one of the most common cosmetic dentistry treatments. There are several types of veneers available depending on your specific goals. So you might have heard of the veneer tech craze that has taken over on TikTok. Now, Bestie, I fell down this rabbit hole of nonsense, and there are people out here in the world who are touring veneer techs. First of all, a veneer tech is not a thing. It's not any accredited thing that anybody has ever. It's just not real. There are people out here offering to give you a full new set of teeth, a full new set of veneers for like $1,500. And they travel throughout the United States offering this service to people, and they're all online. They're on Instagram, they're on TikTok. It's a whole thing, and we need to get into it, because if you haven't heard about it so far, we need to talk about it right now. First of all, if you... First of all, before we even get into this, it's just nonsense. It blows my mind that people are out here doing this. But before we get started here, I'm not here to shame the people that are seeking out this service from the veneer techs, because I think ultimately these veneer techs are taking advantage of the vulnerabilities of these people that want these services but don't necessarily have the amount of money to do so in an authorized way, in a way that is done by an actual medical professional. If you do not want to seek real dentistry care in the United States, you can fly across the pond, you can go to Turkey, you can get all this stuff done for a cheaper price, but it's still very expensive. And I think ultimately, if we're criticizing anybody here, it needs to be the American healthcare system. And even like, I'm Canadian, we can criticize our healthcare system too, because dentistry here is not free. Just right off the top, I think these veneer techs are taking advantage of people, and they should be held responsible for the harm that they inevitably will be and already are doing to very, very misinformed individuals that are seeking out their dentistry care. It's not even dentistry care. Do you know how long it takes to become a dentist? I don't know, 7 years? Probably a long time. Dentistry is complicated. And you know the direct line between your teeth and your heart? Like, you can die from a gum infection. There's so many... Anyway, I feel passionate about this because I hate when people are taken advantage of, and I hate when people are lying. And to purport that you can give somebody a whole new set of veneers with just $1,500, and like Betsy's just gonna roll up in her van and come into your house and like give you a new set of veneers on your couch, you've got to be friggin' kidding me. We need to start with what are veneers, right? So here's the difference between a veneer versus a crown. So a porcelain veneer only covers the front surface of the tooth to enhance its appearance. A dental crown covers the entire tooth structure to add strength and protection. Okay, I didn't know that. I don't have any experience with veneers. I am very lucky winning the genetic lottery here that I've never had braces. I did have a retainer, and I've had the bar in the bottom because my wisdom teeth were crowding, but I do have one crown. It's one of these ones back here. I don't know, they all look the same to me, which is perfect. There were so many specificities that my dentistry team had to participate in order to get me that crown. Like, it wasn't just I was able to waltz in and they did it. Like, I had to do this step, and then I had to wait a week, and then come back for this step, and then wait 3 more days, and then they would do this, and then I would come back in a month and see. Like, there were so many little small things that felt pointless to me, but I know that they were in place because of decades of dentistry knowledge that people have accumulated over time. It wasn't just a whim. They weren't just doing it because they felt like it. There were things in place to ensure my safety as a dental patient. And sometimes we forget that those things that seem painful in the moment are really there because they're important, and they keep you alive. Anyway, Jesus. So dental veneers are a cosmetic treatment. In other words, they improve your smile, but they don't necessarily strengthen or repair your teeth. While dental crowns can also improve the appearance of your teeth, the main purpose is to restore teeth that are badly damaged by decay or trauma. So yeah, I had a cavity that was going too far into the root. They did a root canal, shaved it down to a nub, porcelain crown, molded in a lab, sent it back, glued it on, there forever. You get the drill. You understand where this is going. Okay, so this is your okay. This is your trigger warning right here, bestie. Is that a lot. I'm just okay. It's fine. We're gonna be looking at a lot of teeth related things here. Obviously, I mean, you clicked on this video. A lot of these things are horrendous. Okay, so this is from an account called Black Girls Rock Academy, and it says make 10 to 20 grand a month by becoming a composite veneer tech. Sign up today. I'm sorry, if you're going to Eventbrite for your dentist dentistry training, it's time to log off, Betsy. But you know what? Let's paste it in. You know what? I'll bite. I'm here. I've bit. Consider me biting with my... Was that ASMR? I don't have my headphones on, so I don't know if you can hear that or not. Stop it. Composite veneers, 2-day training. It takes 2 days to mess with somebody's teeth. You've got to be free. You got to be kidding me. Okay, you know what? Okay, so it says sales ended, which is probably good. Hopefully the FTC has shut these people down or something. These people better have been held accounted for, I don't know. I can't even talk because it's so ridiculous. Okay, so it says, come learn the art of direct, non-prep composite veneers. All right, so this woman is going to train you how to do veneers in 2 days. I mean, every dentist in the world is rolling in their grave right now. Like this is ridiculous. This is asinine. Next up, who's this man? He looks great. A certified veneer tech. Come get a 7-figure smile from Duck Kid. I'm sorry, but if your dentist's name sounds like a stage name, like Duck Kid sounds like a stage name. It doesn't sound like a dentist name. Like, what's your actual name? No, this is okay. 7-figure smiles. It's so bad. It's so bad. Okay, let's go to the website here. Let's see what's going. Oh, coming soon. Wah wah. That's tough. That's tough. Next up, I hate this. Veneer training we finance. Okay, 56 weeks ago. So apparently people have been doing this for a while. Tooth Fairies 901 in Memphis, Tennessee. Cause I'm toothing in Memphis. It looks like this was 56 weeks ago, but people are recently commenting by like, I can't believe people are this gullible, and like, okay, so it looks like people are catching on, which is good, but that doesn't mean that people have already fallen for it. That scared me so much. I thought that was somebody's mouth, but this is just... That's satisfying. Oh, cutting sheets of veneer. That's why this came up in my search. All right, so next up we have Supreme Smiles, and they are a cosmetic dentist. I can't see where they're from. I feel like it was Chicago. Let's click on their services. What do they offer? Full mouth, 10 by 10. What does that mean? 10 teeth on the top, 10 teeth on the bottom? Is that the... I feel like I have more than 10 teeth. Echo, how many teeth do I have? Yeah, the typical adult human has 32 teeth. Thanks, bestie. That doesn't seem like a... Maybe it's just the top, the 10 on the top, and then the 10 in the center? Is that... God, I'm just turning inside out. Whitening? Sure. I would let somebody... No, I wouldn't. I would, you know, it would make more sense to let somebody random whiten my teeth, because like I just throw on some crushed white strips, whatever. Gap repair, veneer repair, natural shade, tooth gems, you know? When I was in middle school, there was a girl, her name was Sierra, and she had a tooth gem, and I remember looking at that being like, that is really very chic. I love that. I remember once her dad phoned the Dairy Queen that I was working at and just ripped us to shreds because like we messed up his food order or something, and I have no problem saying that name because that man screamed at a bunch of teenagers because we made his blizzard wrong or what. I don't remember. It doesn't matter. Oh, it looks like, okay, this was a long time ago. This was March 12th, 2023. So it must be only recently that this trend has been going. Okay, so Ray's, yeah, I can barely read this. It's striking. But like, okay, so the problem is, here's the problem, right? When you're getting veneers, and like, I'm not a dentist. I'm not a medical professional, but I have had a lot of dentistry work, and specifically with the crown that I had, there was so much effort put into like the sizing of things, making it specifically for me, the sanitation of things, like there were lights, there were compounds, there were chemicals, there were smells. They pushed my tongue over so it wouldn't touch and get germs in, because like if you're putting something on your teeth like that, it needs to be a clean surface. It needs to be a sanitized surface. If you're putting veneers over anything that's not a sanitized surface, that's not going to end well for you. It's just going to now decay underneath the veneer. Like that's, no. Straight to jail. And like, those don't look real. Those look like chiclets. Those look like juicy fruit. And we're not here to shame. I just won the genetic lottery. There's other things that I lost the genetic lottery on, but teeth doesn't happen to be one of those things. Deals for the next 10 people. Deposit ready. Text this number. I'm sorry. If your dentist is giving out a deal to the next 10 people, that's a red flag. I need a red flag. This is so bad. Now we're going to get into the story of somebody who actually fell victim to getting these fake veneers, not fake veneers, veneers by Veneer Tech. And obviously there were problems. So this woman's name is Special. I'm not quite sure how to say her name, but we're going to look at her story here. She's a makeup artist and a licensed esthetician, and then she does a lot of other things. So, worst experience ever. Well, I mean, that's fair. And the caption, this is like the beginning on her Instagram. Please, in business, when you do wrong by your customer, it's your responsibility to make it right. This is truly out of character for me, but I'm about to tell it all. Just make it right. But that would, like, can you imagine the stress that you would feel if you like had those fake veneer? Like, if your mouth was wrong and somebody was messing with your teeth, like that's, oh no. Oh, it gives me such like a deep rooted sense of like fear. And it's not even me. You will be exposed is the caption. So you think it's a game to take $3,500 and didn't provide good service and refuse to reimburse me. $3,500 is a lot. Like, it's a lot for bad veneers. So the first thing I notice is that the contact name in the phone is Veneers, which isn't lost on me. All right, let's read this together here. Oh, it's a whole thing, Mary. Okay. Hey, I appreciate you taking the time to come back to assist me with taking them out. However, I cannot come back to get it done. Oh God. This is so scary. However, I cannot come back to get it done. I am traumatized by what I had to go through and my gums are swollen. I cannot go through that again. I know my teeth is a very bad case, but I didn't think it would be like this. And I need to get implants with a severe case like mine. With that being said, what can we do about a reimbursement? I cannot go through that again. My gums have abscess and I'm going to have to get a dentist to get the veneers off that was left again. Not to bash you, because based on your work on social media and our many conversations prior to service being done, I thought this service would be perfect. No, you can bash her. Bash her. Oh, this is so bad. And she tagged her, the Veneer Fairy. We're going to look at her in a second. And our many conversation prior to service being done, I thought this service would be perfect, but now I know with my teeth I need to go see an oral surgeon to get implants, and $3,500 was an investment, and to not even have them in 24 hours, I am upset at myself because I'm a single mother and times are hard, and that was a sacrifice for me to do. But that's exactly right. It's preying on people's vulnerabilities because she wanted to have veneers. Oh, this is so sick. And not for the woman that was taken advantage of. This is sick because of the Veneer Fairy. That's disgusting. As a businesswoman in a business profession that you intended to exceed in and be in the game, I would have at least expected a response. I text you around 4 p.m. allowing you time to respond back to me, and as of this morning, there is still no response. I paid a price $3,500 for a service, and even though service was rendered, it didn't turn up how me or you both planned. I almost had to go to the ER. The plate was uncomfortable, causing pain and gagging. Couldn't eat or drink, and they were even in for 24 hours. I left with my teeth jacked up because I was traumatized of the pain I went through to let you fix them. So to not respond to me is basically like F me and my money that was paid now. I would like to keep it professional because both are Black businesswomen and I love to keep it professional as possible. Please respond. Thanks. Remember, word of mouth kills your business faster than anything. You know what? Shout out to this woman that was taken advantage of. She is being incredibly polite to the Veneer Fairy. I know I would not be this polite to the Veneer Fairy. She hasn't sworn or anything. It would be so easy to fly off the handle at this woman for messing up your mouth like this. Oh God, this is heart-wrenching. All right, there's a response. Hey, I didn't forget to get back to you. Yes, you called me this morning, but I didn't get off until 12 a.m. I respond to all my clients within 24 hours, which it has not reached that time frame. As far as the service I provided to you, we both were satisfied with your ending results. Doesn't sound like it. Remember, once we both agreed to do your veneers with your partials in, I explained that there may be a possibility that your partial may be partially glued to your actual teeth. You told me that it was fine. Once I completed the service that you paid for, I asked you to see if you could remove it. Once you said no, I then said, okay, I can fix/remove the partial so that you can pull it in and out as you please. You stated that no, it was okay and it was fine. You were just going to try to get used to the talking/having the partial in your mouth. I let you examine your teeth before you left and you were happy and satisfied. So maybe a partial is almost like dentures that you take in and out almost, maybe. That's kind of what I'm gleaning from this. When you text me later that night/morning explaining that it was too uncomfortable for you and that you needed it removed, I tended to your ... These screenshots are in a video, that's why it's like awkward and I'm pausing. Oh God, this is wild. April 19th, so this isn't that long ago. Once I finally removed your partial, we agreed that we would redo your top veneers due to me having to shave them off to get to the partial out, and that you would put your partial in. You said that was fine and you wanted to go and get your daughter. Even still yesterday, you were okay with the service. As far as a refund is concerned, I am willing to fix the top of your teeth as we agreed to do yesterday with no hesitation, but per my business conditions, all sales are final, which I explained during consultations as well as stated in my bio. I just can't imagine having this conversation with an actual dentist being like, well, did you read it in my Instagram bio? Like, oh, it's so unprofessional. Oh God. Again, this isn't roasting special or special. I don't know if that's her real name or if that's her Instagram handle, but again, there's no shame to her. Like, yes, maybe she didn't make the best decision, but anybody could have been taken advantage of in this context, right? Oh God, this is all the veneer fairy. Shame on you. Shame on you, the veneer fairy. As business to business owner, if you provide a service to a customer, they pay you for your service time and supplies. It's our job to make sure that they are satisfied before leaving out of the office. You're right, word of mouth does kill businesses, but my customer service always speaks for itself. Something, something, something. Like, yes, but also if I leave my dentist office and like I wake up the next morning and I'm in excruciating pain, it's not like, oh, you drove the car off the lot, now it's yours. No, there can be problems that arise in dental work after the dental work has taken place. The dentist would still be responsible for that. Every time I've gone to the dentist, they say, all right, like you have a lot of freezing in now, but when you get home or like if you wake up tomorrow and you're in pain, like call us and come back. And I've done that before. I've been in pain the next day and go back and they do something. I don't know what they do. But like, right? It's not like as soon as you leave, the dentist is off the hook for their customer service. I can't imagine texting my dentist like this too. This is not it. All right. And she responds with, no, that's not how it went. You advised that if you, I'm correcting a lot of these grammatical errors as we go because I don't think there's a point in reading it because I don't want to read it incorrectly because then it's kind of harder to understand. So I'm fixing a lot of these things as we go because it's not the point of what we're reading. No, that's not how it went. You advised that if you try to put the veneers in that it could be glue, it will be in. I told you several times that it felt uncomfortable. You told me that you didn't have the tool to shave it down and I advised it was uncomfortable because I left. I trust you and craft because you said it had to be adjusted too. However, because of it being buckly and tight, it caused me to gagging all night. I had abscess on my mouth and couldn't sleep or drink on top of. Thought you were about to send me to the emergency room to get him taken out. After doing my research, the partial was never supposed to be glued in per my dentist. You were hungry and in a rush, and I was also in pain and just was trying to trust your expertise. However, it was very clear you were uninformed about the process of my teeth. I have paid you $3,500 and my teeth are jacked up and I can't even floss between my teeth. We can come up with a reasonable reimbursement. I would like my money back, to not mention they didn't even last 24 hours in my mouth. They didn't even last 24 hours in my mouth. That's wild. The next day I could take him out and you didn't even have the proper tool to take him out. Yes, customer service was on point, but the service was not. And as a business professional, if we mess up sometimes, we have to make it right. That's on that. We have to make it up. That's on that. I'm not being nasty, neither do I plan on it, but right is right. The pain of getting the veneers was unimaginable. It felt as if you were ripping the teeth I had in out, and that unacceptable. It was like my teeth that I have was being ripped out of my mouth while you were trying to take them out. Regardless, this is your craft. I am the customer and I trusted you to do what you say you specialize in, and that was not done. And I know I am being beyond far. This is so hard to read. I know being beyond. I'm sorry. It's just that there's no punctuation. I'm really struggling here. And I trusted you to do what you say you specialize in, and that was not done. And I know I am being beyond far. I ask for half my money when rightfully I could ask for it all. Absolutely, you could ask for it all back. Let's see what she has to say.
Hey y'all, I don't know what happened, but I learned how to put my phone on D&D. So now nobody can't call me, they can't text me. So I'm gonna wait for y'all to get back on here, cause I'm gonna let y'all know what's going on. Ain't no calling, ain't no text me, ain't no tweeting me, ain't no writing me. I don't wanna hear that. I don't wanna hear that. Cause you didn't wanna hear it when I tried to talk to you and be professional. I don't wanna hear that. I want my money. And if I ain't gonna get my money, the news gonna be at your job. baby, I'm gonna get you shut down because you're not licensed. I found that today. You're not licensed to be doing that job. That certification, you don't went and got you a tutorial or a piece of training, and you messing with people, and I want my money. And if I don't get my money, you gonna have a lawsuit, and I'm gonna have the news and everybody else at your building. So tap on in. Yep.
I love the phrase, you're going to have the news at your job. I think I want to start saying that to people. The first comment here is so like, you got exactly what you paid for. $3,500 for veneers that typically start at 20 grand. Ignorance is not an excuse. I would argue that. There's 350 likes on that. But I would argue against that. Like, maybe she didn't actually know that it would typically cost $20,000. Like, you can't, I don't know. Like, I don't necessarily know if it's like victim blaming. Like, I don't think that she has no responsibility in this, but I know that she doesn't have the majority. The fact that somebody did this to her, she was taken advantage of. I hate that victim blaming side. At your big age, you should have done your research, and you probably did and didn't want to spend the money, and now you're suffering the consequences. Okay, but then don't blame the person, blame the system that pushed the person to get where they ended up. Ooh, I hate that. She'll be arrested and lose her business, and you had to suffer. That is true. You have to take responsibility in the part that you played. Okay, this isn't on her. Yes, it is. She's literally the veneer tech. She's literally the one that did it. So yeah, it's on her. You knew she wasn't a dentist. Well, what am I, Judge Judy? Because don't tell me what I know. Don't tell me what I know. Don't tell her what she knows. Okay, anyway.
Don't call me now. Don't call me. You ain't want to talk. I don't want to talk. And this is really out of my character, but you done took me down, so I'm going there.
Let's go there.
Y'all tap in. Don't call me now, baby. I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk. If you ain't got my $3,500, I don't want to talk.
$3,500?
It ain't no talking. I tried to talk to you earlier. I've been talking to you since Wednesday. I need my money. Let me let a few more people get back on here because I was in the midst of my story and people was calling my phone and texting me. Yeah, I know it's out of my character, but sometimes you got to get out your character to let a person know that you're not playing with them.
Oh, okay. So I think this is a live stream. That makes sense. Okay. Let's hear the story.
Let me let a few more people get on here. Tag everybody because it's ridiculous how you go and get these YouTube trainings. You don't tell nobody that you're not certified. Yeah, it's probably my fault because I didn't ask if you had license because I just assumed that you knew what you was doing.
Okay, she took accountability there. That's fair. Yeah, she should have asked. But yeah, in some of those situations, you just assume people know what they're doing. So
you didn't know what you was doing, and it's evident. And I tried to be professional and tell you without going live that I wanted my money, but you didn't want to be professional. This is how you wanted me to act. So since you want me to take it to the streets, I'm gonna take it to the streets.
I can't imagine getting bad dental care and then going on a live stream. Like, this isn't shaming her, but like, it just alludes to the idea that this is just not proper dental care. Good
just
Lord.
Like that. So let me tell y'all what happened.
Tell us, babe.
Let me back up.
Okay, do it.
I just put a post before I went live. Explained it with the text messages and everything. Explained it. I tagged her in the post, explaining everything. So about 2 months ago, I reached out to this girl. She goes by the name of Veneer. I reached out to her and I told her I wanted to hire her for her services. We did a consultation. I went to her office. She advised me that I needed a partial and that she would be able to she had to sit off of my impressions and that when she got them back, I could come and pay the remaining balance. I gave her half the money then. On Wednesday, I went to her office. That's when my appointment was. I went to her office on Wednesday, and I tried the partials on. When I tried the partials on, I explained to her then that they felt weird, like they was bulky. I couldn't hardly talk. They were so thick in my mouth that I couldn't even close my mouth. I'm gonna post a picture when I get done in a video so y'all can see how, so you can just know I'm not just talking. I got receipts to back it up. So I told her, I said, these feel weird in my mouth. Like I can't talk. That was when I first put them in. So she was like, I really don't have the tool that you need to get them shaved down. So I'm thinking to myself, if you done had my impressions in your office for over 2 to 3 weeks, why don't you got the tool? But anyway, she was like, no, you just need to adjust to them. So she took them out. I guess she called herself shaving them down. In the midst of her shaving them down, this dude walks in.
In the midst of her shaving them down. That's a great sentence. In the midst of her shaving them down. That's my new what? Cover band name? In the midst of her shaving of her shaving them down, this dude walks in. God, this is like a Dr. Seuss.
Red flag. A dude walked in.
That's the first red flag. All right.
I'm sitting in the chair waiting for her to finish doing what she's doing so we can get to work. She asked me, could I give her the remaining of my payment? Now this is before she even put them in my mouth. So I ain't think nothing about it. I'm like, okay. But now that I think about it, maybe the dude was coming to get the money because you probably felt like I wasn't gonna like what you was doing. So you wanted him to get the money so he could get the hell up out of there, and you wouldn't have to give me my money.
Oh.
But I ain't peep game then. So I gave her the money. The dude stayed there for about maybe 30 minutes and then he left. So she began to put the veneers in with the impression or whatever. So while she putting them in, I'm telling her, like, they still feel weird. They feel weird. So she sits me up or whatever because she got me leaning back in like a dentist chair. She sits me up and she says, yeah, she was friend. She definitely was. Like, I don't know who they think they is. I don't know what she thought. But yeah, everybody finna know you finna be exposed today. So anyway, she sits me up. She goes, I just want to let you know that a little bit of the glue, I don't know what kind of glue, because again, I'm not no veneer tech. I don't do teeth. That's why I came to you. If you come to me, it's going to be about makeup. But I don't know nothing about no teeth. I know how I want them to look. I know I don't want to look like no horse and all of that. And I trusted you. I trusted your word. I trusted you knowing your expertise. I thought this was something that you specialize in. So, bet. Anyway, she sit me up. She tell me, oh, I just want you to know that it might be, some glue might get on the partial, and I might not be able to take it out. So the partial, if you don't know, it's supposed to come in and out. So if you get like implants, it's like a place for you to get an implant. They're not supposed to be staying in, which I didn't know that at that time.
Okay.
So I was like, okay. Me trusting her, yeah, okay, whatever. As long as you're able to shave them down, because at this point, I can't talk, I can't eat. I don't know what you want me to do, but as long as you're able to shave them down. She clearly went over the shave them down part.
Oh my God, that is literally my worst nightmare. Oh my God.
So we didn't know she ended up doing her thing. I'm letting her do her thing because I'm thinking she's gonna be able to adjust it before I leave. So mind you, dude called and tell her, she started saying she hungry. So I'm thinking like, I don't care how hungry you is, you got to finish this job before I leave here. So the dude tell her, he had Longhorn. She's like, oh, I'm so hungry, I'm about to throw up. Mind you, I got my money. I'm about to throw up. I'm so hungry.
What an interesting sentence. I don't think I've ever been hungry enough that I would throw up. That kind of seems counterintuitive, but okay.
About to throw up. Ooh, if I do one more thing, I'm about to throw up. So now I'm thinking like...
Can you imagine your dentist saying that? Or your dentist just being at all this unprofessional? This is wild.
What is wrong with this lady? I need, you done got my money. You done got $3,500. Now you talk about you hungry and finna faint.
Exactly, and like you're in such a vulnerable position, right? Like she's literally grinding or sanding down your teeth, and she's like acting like this. That would be terrifying.
Meet me at Longhorn. Meet me at Longhorn before they close. So she said, tell him, oh, I'm gonna meet you at Longhorn, but I got to hurry up with her. So now she rushed and do my teeth. So by this time it's like 9:30. My back done started hurting. My mouth is swollen. It's hurting. But I'm telling her, she takes a picture. I'm like, they look all right, but they still, at that time I couldn't talk. I said, they look all right, but I can't talk. She said, you gotta adjust to them. So I'm thinking, okay, she know what she doing. By 12 o'clock, not even 24 hours, 12 o'clock, Thursday morning, I'm crying in tears because my mouth is swollen. I can't talk. I had to call out of work Thursday. I call this lady, I tell her, listen, I got to call out work. I can't even talk. My mouth is swollen. These things got to come out my mouth. She tells me she got a doctor's appointment. She gonna try to see what she could do, but can I come to the shop maybe at 10 o'clock? At that point, I'm like, okay, just meet me at the shop. So I go to the shop. I'm sitting at the shop waiting for her because at this point, I haven't been able to sleep, eat, drink, nothing all night taking pain medicine. I go to the shop. She tells me she don't have the tool to take these partials out my mouth. So I am flipping out. She tells me she starts drilling them. She's drilling them, and I'm aggressively pulling them. Mind you, I don't got no pain medication. You ain't numb me up. You don't got the proper tools to take them out of my mouth. I am crying. At one point, she tells me, you might need to go to the emergency room because I think I might pull your real teeth out with trying to take them out your mouth. At this point, I was upset. I was like, oh my God.
At this point,
these
you're...
things hanging out my mouth. This lady telling me that I'm going to have to go to the emergency room. I already hate going to the dentist to get teeth pulled anyway, and you pulling my teeth. Like, I wish I would have had a video to show you how this was going. So anyway, I finally tell her, after she drilled my teeth, I finally tell her, let me try one more last time. If not, I'm not even talking because I'm using sign language, because at this time, them things hanging out my mouth. So I tell her, I'm like, I'm over it. But it took her a whole hour. I'm telling her I'm over it. So I tell her, let me stand up and let me try, because sometimes you can put pain on yourself better than somebody else. Yeah. So I stand up in her office. She got like this little mirror of the sink. I stand up over there where her sink at, and girl, I just yanked them out with all my strength. They did finally come out at the last minute.
No.
They came out. I mean, it was to the point where I thought I was gonna faint. That's how much pain I was in. But if you ever done had your teeth pulled, and if you ain't had no numbing medicine, that's how it felt. So at that time when they come out, she like, oh my God, oh, I'm so glad you got them out. Oh, I'm so glad you got them out. At this point, I just want to get out her office, because I'm still in pain, and I'm like, I'm in shock that I had to just go through this. Like, lady, I done gave you $3,500. Them teeth ain't even been in my mouth for 8 hours, and now I'm having to pull them out like that. So she tells me I'm gonna have to send these partials back and get them cut down, which you should have did in the get-go, because I advised you of that before we even started. Oh, I'm gonna have to send them to somewhere to get them cut down, and then you could come back and get them done. At that point, I just wanted to leave her office. I'm like, okay, whatever, I got to go.
Yeah.
So when I leave her office, I text her. I put it on my story. Y'all should go back and see it. I text her and say, listen, I appreciate your customer service for trying to come and accommodate the situation, but however, I just went down. Oh yeah, she said she had to find my sister on here. She was at the office while all this happened. So that's my witness. Like, she was sitting there looking like, oh my God, my sister is about to faint. At one point, my sister was like, sis, stop pulling your mouth because you're going to pull your teeth out. But I didn't care. At that point, I wanted my teeth out. I wanted them teeth out. I wanted to not be in pain. So I text her when I leave her office. When I leave her office, I text her and tell her, I said, listen, I appreciate you for trying to accommodate the situation, but unfortunately, what I just went through, I'm not going to be able to come back. I said, I got abscess on the side of my mouth. I have to go to the emergency room to get antibiotics because I got 2 abscess in my mouth. I don't know if it was from your tools, if it was from the partial, if it was from you not shaping it down. I don't know, but I have to get antibiotic. I got abscess in my mouth, and unfortunately, I don't want you touching my mouth.
Yeah.
This lady tells me that she not going, and at that point I said, I'm in business. I understand you use your time and your products. I'm not even asking for all my money back, which I rightfully should. Because I trusted you. I said, but if you could give me half my money back, we could call it the truth. Just give me half my money back. So she tells me, I text her. That was at 4 o'clock. That was at 4 o'clock on Thursday. I text her. She didn't respond. I called her. I text her again this morning at 8. I said, you being a professional business person, you should at least responded to my text. You didn't respond, and you didn't say anything. I said, what can we do about a reimbursement? You almost took my teeth out. I have an infection. I have abscess in my mouth. I have an infection from you. What can we do about this? She said, let me call you back. I'm going to let you know what I can do. Give me a few moments. I said, okay, bet, cool. 12 o'clock today. She texted me and told me she ain't going to be able to give me my money back. She done offered several times for me to come back to her office and get them re-put in. That's her solution. If I don't want that solution, it's nothing that she could do because I signed a consent. I said, yeah, I signed a consent form for you to do your job. I have an infection in my mouth. You could not drill those teeth out of my mouth. I had to pull them out without them being numb. And I got a text message of you telling me to go to the emergency room. So you did not provide the service that you were supposed to provide. And I'm not even asking for all my $3,500. I'm asking for half my money. Not to mention, I still got these 8 veneers at the bottom of my mouth. 8 of them that can't come out. My dentist probably don't even want to see me because it's going to be a liability issue. it's gonna be a liability issue. So now I got to find somebody to take these out of my mouth and pay somebody to do the job correctly that you didn't do. You don't have a license, boo, because you didn't even have the correct, you didn't even tell me that you didn't have the correct tools. You had my partials over there for 2 weeks. You could have got them shaved down. You could have bought the tools. Girl, you went and got your degree from off of YouTube. You had to. And you don't know business 101, and everybody need to know. I'm telling y'all need to do I didn't do my research. That's my bad. I didn't do it. But at the end of the day, if I mess up in this business, I'm going to make it right. Regardless if I signed a consent form or not. I have an infection in my mouth. I couldn't sleep all night. And I don't got the partials. And I don't got the veneers. So you just going to take my $3,500? No, ma'am. That's not how it's going to work. And so I posted everything. I tagged her name in. And before I even went to social media, because anybody know me, know that I'm not the person to be like this. This out of my character. I don't come to social media. I don't put my business on no social media. I don't do none of that. But what I do know is social media have the power. When the truth is out there, it got the power to make you or break you. You stopped responding to my calls. You said you weren't giving me my money. And then you had the nerve to tell me to have a blessed day. You wish me the best. Girl, what you mean you wish me the best? Have a blessed day. Bless my money back over here like you got it. You wrong. And ain't nothing right about that. You gonna call somebody to whoop. I'm telling you, listen. Anybody else would have went to that office and tore that office down. Not only that, now I got to pay doctor fees for going to the emergency room for getting antibiotics.
Oh my God, yeah.
For something that you said that you was licensed in. That's what I'm saying, boy. And then y'all be like, oh, why we don't want to support each other? That be the reason why. That right there.
I don't think this is like a thing where we're like picking sides or choosing sides, but honestly, I'm on her side. I'm on Special's side, if that's her name. Like, honestly, we need to hold the VeneerTech accountable. Yes, did she make bad judgment going to this VeneerTech? Absolutely. Did she put herself in harm's way by blindly trusting somebody else? Absolutely. However, she was still taken advantage of, and her insecurities were used against her. And I think that's really sick. And I think the VeneerTech needs to be held responsible. Here's the Veneer Fairy. Let's just quickly go in here and see. Yeah, so if we click on the Veneer Fairy, it says, sorry, this page isn't available. So it makes sense that she would take down her account because this has been blowing up here in the last little bit. So, okay, so if we go up then on her account, it looks like that she submitted a complaint to the FTC, which is really great, which is good. These people need to be held accountable. And then she said, really been down about the whole situation, but the support has been real. Thanks everyone. And she does have a GoFundMe set up in her page here. If you are able to go and donate to her dental recovery journey, please go do so. Oh my goodness, this has been quite the ride today. You know, I wasn't planning on filming today, but I fell down the hole of Veneer TikTok. So we had to run down this hole. I realize now that I did not introduce myself, but hi, my name is David. I'm just some person here with a microphone and too many opinions. I do a lot of things here on YouTube, drag content, internet nonsense content, a lot of dismantling hate content. This one is kind of a standalone. I love a little improvised moment here together on the channel. So if you enjoyed the video, leave a like, leave a comment, follow me across all social media. You can find me on Instagram and TikTok, and subscribe to the channel if you like the sound of my voice. And if you made it this far in the video, thanks so much for sticking around with me. I hope you enjoyed, and until next time, goodbye.